Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another round of Way of the Hunter. And also happy 2025, although I understand it's going to be quite a rough year for some of us, but hey, let's keep going. We are going to jump back into the Transylvania map. I just need to make sure that I'm actually in the right difficulty. Awesome. It has been a while. It's been a week since we streamed, so I have very little memory of where exactly we left off. I know we were in the first day of a new year and we wanted to do only one day per year now, so that we can actually proceed a little bit faster. Oh, that's right, we were down with these, we were down where these Mouflon drink. Right, we checked on these Mouflons and we took out a badger, that's what we did. Okay. Then I say, since it is the beginning of a new year, we are going to go back to hunting geese. Hello, Almighty, how's it going? And Happy New Year to you as well. Do I have a shotgun with me right now? I do. Excellent. Let's go for some more geese. I'm doing alright. It was a short but very intense work week for me, so I'm just happy that this is a long weekend because the 6th is a holiday in many places. Alright, let me double check that we don't have anything else that we need to do. Did I already check on these pheasants and these hares? Let me just bring up Nikabo's map. We did check on this one, okay. And we only need to check on these on day 13, okay. That's good. Yeah. Make the most of it. I plan to. When I went to my parents for Christmas, I finally managed to pick up my physical copy of Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3 Remastered. Because I had that delivered to my parents' place because I didn't know if I was going to be on a business trip during the time of delivery. So I finally managed to pick that up, so I'm planning to play a lot of Tomb Raider this weekend. It's going to be glorious. I love that game. But also going to do a bit of Way of the Hunter, obviously here on stream, but also those of you who are in the Discord, you might have seen that yesterday I actually managed to find a 5-star worthy links for age testing. So I'm hoping to finish the age testing on that over the weekend. Because the links are definitely borked. There's something wrong there in the encyclopedia, so I'm hoping to get that done as well. I think we can actually just continue onward, because I don't think we have any geese up here. We need to get to the waterfront. But yeah, other than that, just aiming to get a lot of sleep and relax a bit. Because next week is going to be also when most people are going to be back from vacation. Like this week, a lot of people were still taking vacation for those 2 days, so they could have a long Christmas holiday. But next week on Tuesday, everybody is going to be back, so it's going to be like 500 people following up on things and stuff that needs to be arranged for the new year. Oh. Are those the boars down there? Yes, they are. Or at least one of them. Oh, you're actually hiding pretty well. I don't think we need boars anymore, do we? No. We literally just need the geese, pheasants, the brown bear, which we're growing, We're growing these foxes. And we're gonna come back next year for the badgers where we know we had adults, so hopefully they will have made it to mature. Because our only two options with the badgers, if we switch over to Nekevo's map, our only two options with the badgers is either look for the ones in the highland forests, which are usually in places that are really hard to spot, or check the ones that we already know down here in the lowland forests, where we know we can access them at least somewhat easily. Full team again. Yeah, exactly. Like, not just for us at THQ Nordic, but also like developer studios that are coming back from vacation and everything. And 2025 is gonna be a big year. It's gonna be a very big year. So, ooh, a 4-star mature. Hello, hello, hello. I might check in on you the next year. Let me go here. Wild boar. That's this group, isn't it? Yeah, that's definitely this one. Day 10, and they have a 4-star mature. I did not expect that. Isn't that the same one that like the same group that I used for the boar with a shotgun mission where I called a low fit? Well, we'll check on him next year, so sometime later today. And then we'll see if he made it to 5 stars or if he died. Because yeah, we have about 7 hours of hunting left. And then we're not gonna do day 2 and day 3 of this year, we're just gonna skip to the next year so that we can finally grow our bears. Because right now the only animals that we need are matures. We need to grow our animals. I do hope that we will be able to find 8 geese at least, so we can stop looking at the geese. And then in the next year we can look at the badgers. And check in on the pheasants and the hares, which should definitely have grown up by that point. If the hares haven't grown up, like if the 2 hares that we had in that group that we're checking on are still going to be 2 stars, then we have a problem. Because then we need to do a hare census to actually see if we got any 3 stars anywhere. I would like to avoid that. I've never played hunting games, but does look interesting though. The thing with hunting games is they are games that are actually not all that suited for streaming, and they are not all that suited for people who want a lot of fast-paced gameplay, because they are very much games of patience. Some of them more than others. Call of the Wild, for example, is a lot more arcade, I would say. So you can expect to get animals a lot faster, whereas in this game, unless you're playing on the lowest difficulty, you're really gonna have to be careful. Yeah, it's more of a simulation. And the main lull of it is really just the exploration of a beautiful environment and seeing what you can run into. If you find something great, keeping a track of it, seeing if you can get like a really nice big trophy or a really unique trophy. And for this specific playthrough, also the missions. We're doing a lot of missions that require us to shoot specific animals at specific times and stuff like that. And this map, unfortunately, does not have a storyline, but the next map that we're going to has one. All of the other maps have one, actually. So I'm really looking forward to that. For now, I just really need to find some geese. I reckon, yeah, some of their zones are over here, but most of the zones are going to be in this stretch. The problem with geese is they have so many feeding zones, and right now we are during their feeding time. So they will be flying back and forth between those zones all the time. And it's basically a gamble which of those 9 zones they're going to be at. And that's 9 zones per flock, not just 9 zones entirely on the map, but 9 zones per flock of geese. So you're really just better off just walking along the coast and trying to see what you can see. We do need a total of 8. So hopefully we can get that. And I could technically make it very easy for myself because the mission does not specify that they need to be any specific age. So I could technically take young or adult geese as well. But I try to be a bit more ethical in my gameplay as much as I can and only shoot matures so that the youngs and adults have a chance to grow. Mind you, I'm not ethical in every single aspect of this game. Like if I flop a shot on an animal and it's not something that I desperately wanted to get, then I would just let it run away. In real life, you would definitely follow that animal and put it out of its misery, but in the game I'm like, nah, you can go. Hopefully you get lucky. Yeah, thanks. I hope so too. I hope we will find lots of mature geese. Last year, most of the animals in the flocks were adults and youngs, so we didn't have that many to shoot. But hopefully this year, some of those adults and youngs have grown up. Some of the adults have grown up to be mature. I just think the problem with geese is they also have a bit of a longer life. Yeah, they live for 25 years, oh my god. Kind of makes me appreciate the whitetail that only lived for 9 years. Well, you know, at least if you don't have like something good in your population, at least it won't take long to cycle out. But then of course we also have something like I think the longest one we're tracking this time is the brown bear. And they live for 27 years, so that's gonna be fun. Growing that one to the end. How long is an in-game year? An in-game year is 3 in-game days. And during daytime, time passes at a rate of 1 real-life minute equals 4 in-game minutes. And at nighttime, it is 1 real-life minute equals 6 in-game minutes. The problem is the game doesn't have night vision gear, so night hunting is a pain. And I try to avoid it when I can. I think right now we are on day number 10, and the longest animal that we'll have to wait for are a bunch of bears that we have up here, specifically these two. This one is going to reach full maturity in day 37. And this one is going to reach full maturity on day 40. So these are going to take a while to grow up. That's why I said, like, the first 3 years on this map, we hunted every single day of the year, because we also had a whole bunch of missions that we had to complete. And a whole bunch of places that we had to explore. But now that we're done with that, we still have some exploring left to do, but it's not for anything super useful. This is just points of interest and hunting stands. Now that we're basically done with the missions, we're just advancing through the years at a reasonable pace. And once we are done with all of the missions except the bears, we are just going to do 15 minutes. That's about 1 in-game hour per year, which in my experience is enough to actually make it count as a year. You don't have to play the full day. So once we're done with all of our other missions and we only have the bears left, we're literally just going to do 15 minutes per year. It is a huge map, yes. So the game comes with 2 maps for in the base game. This one and the Nez Perce Valley, that's the Pacific Northwest of the US. And both of those maps are 144 square kilometers. They are huge maps. The DLC maps are smaller. Most of them are 64 square kilometers, but 64 square kilometers is still pretty big. And I think this map, if I remember correctly, has something like 3,000 animals on it. Which you would not believe going by where we are right now, but there are about 3,000 animals on this map at any given point. If I could find some of these animals, if I could find some of these 3,000 and have them be mature geese, that would be very nice. They are all on each corner of the map. Yeah, I mean, there are certain parts of the map that are more populated than others. Like this part here, the only thing you're going to find here is geese and ducks. The mountains up here, this entire area, Indoor Apex, is almost exclusively chamois. You're not going to find anything other than chamois over there. So you have to know where you have to look for the animals. But also the animals are not static. They don't just stay in the same place the entire day. They move between specific zones. And the problem with birds, which is what we're hunting right now, is that they have multiple zones that they fly between. And they fly between them pretty often, so... It has happened more than once that I finally found a flock and I was like, oh yeah, I can shoot them, and then it was just around the time for them to move on and they just flew off and flew to the next zone. So the first problem is going to be finding them, and the second problem is going to be getting close to them fast enough to actually shoot them. But I think right around this campsite is usually where we have a lot of geese. So I'm hoping that we'll find some soon. This is also a part of the map where they really like to get stuck against the map border. Really fascinating though. Yeah, it's... This game actually has a lot of mechanical depth in it. Like, there's a lot of systems at play here, which you can play without them if you want to. Like, there's plenty of people, even among the very experienced hardcore community for this game, who will just open a private multiplayer lobby and just go there on their own and just shoot whatever they see just for fun. But if you want to actually delve into the systems that this game has, like into the herd management and the migration of the herds and everything, it can get quite complex quite fast. Alright, now please give me some geese. I'm begging you. It's been almost half an hour and I have yet to see an animal. Well, actually I saw a 4-star boar, so I should not say that. Really good though if you want the realism. Yeah, I mean, there are still many ways in which this game is very gamified. Because even though this is a slower paced hunting game, it's still much faster paced than it would be in real life. The animals adhere to their need zone areas and need zone times a lot more than they would in real life. But that's basically just a trade-off. That's a boar somewhere in the distance. And a duck somewhere nearby, but we don't need ducks. That's the trade-off for having a video game, because otherwise it would take literal hours to find something, and that would just not be fun anymore. Same thing with our loadout. You would not usually bring 2 big guns. Like if you're hunting, you might bring a rifle and a handgun. But you would not bring a rifle and a shotgun. But the game is like, yeah, you can have this. You don't have to pay money for the standard ammo. That's unlimited for free, which is also not normal. And you don't have to actually dress your kill in the field. You just hit sell and it is automatically sold. You don't have to bother with dragging it back to the Jeep or anything like that. Like, there's a lot of areas that are gamified. But that's because if it was... I mean, for my own personal opinion, I think if it was 100% realistic, it would probably appeal to, like, maybe 1% of the player base, and the rest would be like, nah, this is taking too long. Get out of here. But it does strive to be authentic in its systems. Alright, so we've seen boars and we've seen ducks, but where the hell are my geese? Come on. I know I didn't wipe them off the map. That mechanic no longer exists. That used to be a thing, but that is no longer possible. So where are they? Oh. Wild ducks. Yeah. Anything interesting in there? No. I was hoping it would be geese. Also, I'm just gonna have to check my phone. There is going to be some point today during the stream in about an hour and 10 minutes when I will have to pause the stream for a moment and go take care of my laundry. But that's only gonna take 5 minutes. I just need to make sure I don't lose track of that. Is it 1927 where you are? Yes. Yes, it's 7:30 in the evening. Geese. Young, adult, adult, adult. More adults. A 5-star. Get out. Oh, we are lucky. Let's see if we can get him. Yes! I'll try and remind you later if I remember. No worries, I have an alarm on my phone. I just need to make sure that I don't lose track of it because I think I muted it. Get out! Oh, we accidentally used buckshot. Whoops. Sorry.